Okay, good morning, everybody. We're going to call the
Mm.
meeting to order at 8:01. I have. Um, Bill, do we have anybody in the lobby waiting for, hi, Mike, um,
Morning.
for public comment?
There are no members of the public in attendance.
Okay, thank you. All right, administrative. I sent out the August meeting minutes. I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
That's Vince. Thank you. Second.
I'll second it.
Okay. Any comments or corrections?
No.
Okay, then I'll call the vote. All those in favor of approving the minutes from August, raise your hand, please. That's unanimous. Thank you. Okay, next up is commissioners. We still need one. Anybody have any ideas?
Kate, I did not have a chance to talk to Matt Nelson. He just wanted some more information. He shared that he's registered unaffiliated. So I don't know how that,
Okay, I think that would be fine, but
he just wanted a little more information. We hadn't
Do you
had a
want me-
chance to connect, but yeah, if you'd like to reach out and give him, that would probably be better because, as the chair, that would be, you have a better, I think
okay.
the message would better come from you as far as what the expectations are. But I think, I think he would be a great addition, just for the rest of the commissioners. He's another one of our videographers. He used to work at C-SPAN and he's done a ton of
And you
camera
used to work
work.
at C-SPAN?
Yeah, he said he worked at C-SPAN. He was there during the OJ trial period.
So we
Yeah.
have to know some of the same people.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you cross over somewhere.
Very cool.
Yeah, actually, then it would be perfect for you to reach out because then you
Yeah.
guys can,
We
see.
got to get them in the alumni group. Okay.
There you go. Yeah, he said he
Awesome.
also worked, I think did camera on, he was freelance camera, worked on, I want to say he worked on one of the Real Housewives, but I forget which one.
Okay, there's some stories, I'm
Oh,
sure.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. A videographer recruiting, Lara. Oh my God.
I cannot take the credit for it. That's all Jeff Cochran. He is going gangbusters with the kids. We've got at least 3 or 4. I had another student stop by last week asking, emailing me, asking for information. Um, so I just need to share with the videographers that I have recommended to the students that they reach out and I've shared with them the sports spreadsheet so they can go with one of the more seasoned videographers so they can, just so they're aware, like you might have a student show up and say, "Hi, I'm a new videographer. Can you show me how to set everything up and how to do this?" Just so that they have that that opportunity. And I told the kids too that if they want to come down and practice setting things up, breaking things down, that they're welcome to do that, and we'll work out a time. So
Well, this
yeah,
is awesome because this was been one of the longtime goals of
yeah.
this mission is to get a steady stream of students involved with the station. So
And the,
fantastic. And thank you
yes.
to Jeff.
Yeah, and Jeff over the summer moved his desk into the studio where Sean used to be, which is great because he's going to be teaching digital media classes. I know we're jumping ahead, but he wanted to be able to be in the control room, when it gets to the point where he hands things over and just sort of have more of like a perch to observe and make sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing. So over the summer, he came in, looked around. I said, "Please, if you want to move things around, be my guest." So he did, and now he's got space in there. So it's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Great
yeah, it's
news.
awesome. It's nice. It's nice having another human being in the space.
Very cool.
Yeah,
All right. Well, this is great.
it's
This is
awesome.
this
Yeah,
is this is like
yeah,
we're reaching the promised land here of what we've been hoping to get to. So
yes.
thank you for being a great representative for us, Laura.
I'm happy to do it.
Okay, next up is a review and update of station policy. So Laura, you want to give us some context on this one?
Yes. Basically, the policy was last updated in, I think it was 2015 or 2016. There is no reference to live streaming. There's no reference to virtual events. Um, There's a lot of mention of Board of Ed oversight. I don't know how much of that is still accurate. So considering that it's been a decade, I think just in terms of the technology changes, I think we really need to go through and either, take out what's no longer current, because it lists, Jeff, it lists Board of Ed IT as the technological overseer. So again, I just want to make sure that our policy is accurate and reflects what we're doing now. It's very specific, like there's a lot, it's very wordy. Like I looked at Milford's MGAT policies and theirs is much briefer. But given some of the things that have happened in the past, our policy has definitely shielded us from some, I don't want to say, I would say misuses or misunderstandings of what our mission is.
So it would probably be helpful if somebody from the commission worked with you on this, so,
Mhm.
which I'm happy to do because I did the last revision, so. And there's a lot of historical
That would be-
context, which Vince can attest to.
Yeah. I mean, I go back, I think 10 years, but before that, I don't.
Yeah, I just purged my files from 1999. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to work on that, and hopefully it would be great if we could get something. Now there's a approval process, which is part of what we have to review. I don't know that we have the latitude to change that, but we're going to look at it. And there is a multi-step process for approval, so we'll get back to you with, I don't remember exactly what it is now, but we'll make sure we know.
Oh, and the other thing that I wanted to mention too is that there also is a Board of Ed. Oh, sorry, Matt is texting. Matt Schlenk texted. She said he just had a last minute issue to help his sister, so he's not available
Yeah,
to join us.
he texted me this morning, or emailed me this morning.
But there also is a Board of Ed policy specific to the TV station, which also dates back to about 2015. So,
We need to
which,
pull that in as well.
yeah, because it deals with station oversight. So I don't know how much of that, again, what reflects current reality and how much of that needs to be
Well,
updated.
some of it is goes back to the establishment of the channel and under what authority that was established.
Right.
So some things we cannot change. So if anybody else on the commission wants to serve too, that would be great to get, I bring the historical perspective, but I don't want to shut anybody else out, because we do need to review these and make sure that we're in alignment with what we have to do, but updating where we can.
I don't mind helping with that. I'd
Great.
love to learn a little bit more about that anyway.
All
So
right. Amanda, you're in. Thank
Thank
you.
yeah.
So
All it takes is raising your hand around here. Okay, any other administrative items? Okay, we'll move on to the financial stuff. We've had some issues with the router, which has ended up expanding the server project that we had approved as part of the capital outlay for this fiscal year. So we had to go back to the Board of Finance and the Town Council to get about $2,600 additional capital approved, which just happened last night. So they did pass it as emergency legislation, so we can go ahead and submit our paperwork today. It's going to be a real roll of the dice with whether any of this happens before election night. So we're going to see what DNR can do. But the entire system, the servers and the router will now, we thought we could postpone the router project to next year. That was the plan, but it's showing signs of failure right now. So we rolled it back in and got the approval for the extra money. So today, Laura and I will figure out, make sure my paperwork's right and get it into the purchasing department so we can move forward. And then cross your fingers. Any questions about that? That's why I was at the town council meeting last night till 10 o'clock. Okay, all good on, and then otherwise our spending is on track. So a quarter in, we're good. Okay, programming, Laura.
Programming. The general program is still chugging along. You know, again, lots of sports. And with all these student videographers, that's great because we have a lot of we'll get a lot of coverage. Depending on videographer availability, the first home game we had two videographers, so that was fun. Memphis was able to get on the sidelines and get some really cool footage. So that's been fun. That's been, you know, again, we've been just rolling along. As far as original programming, I did a promo for Restaurant Week for Economic and Community Development. I've been running that on the station in between shows. And that'll run till this week. The senior center, I'm going to be working with Michelle Jacob. I need to get down there to get to do just a small interstitial of more what is available through social services and the senior center. Just a little bit of an overview. Again, like we can't, as a station, we can't being mindful that the senior and community center is on the ballot this year as a referendum item. TCTV can't, you know, promote one perspective or another, but the goal is not to do that, but just to show people what is available in the building and what's, you know, what they can do with the space they have. And there are, you know, truth be told, there are some limitations to the current layout. So, you know, people will see how things happen there, and hopefully from there they can get a little bit more education as far as, you know, does the building work as intended as it exists, or do we need to invest and create something new?
And then there's also on video on demand on both the, you know, our website and YouTube, our YouTube channel, the Madison session that was held a couple of weeks
Yes.
ago. That is the full explanation of the project. And
Correct. And then again, not to get a little off topic, but with regard to on the topic of new construction, Christine Pavello, who has shifted over to Dr. Semmel's, one of Dr. Semmel's assistants, she replaced Lauren Butler, had requested that she was looking for the Hillcrest community conversations and the community forum, similar to the senior forum that was at Madison. So I posted those on YouTube for her. I think because again, what we're finding now, especially with all these proposed new building projects, kind of circling back to the policies, is that people are looking for things on demand. And I'm having to explain to people, we can't keep things on demand in perpetuity because that server we have limited space. So
that's part of why we need to look at the policy, because
yeah, like everything is starting to kind of interweave now.
But we also want to talk about important programs like informational ones like those forums. Do we have, you know, a different policy for them? So
right,
that's as objective as possible.
Right. Right, because we created an archiving policy, but again, in terms of the grand scheme of things, we don't, you know, I keep things on the server, like sports I'll get rid of, but things like, you know, the Hillcrest, you know, like government meetings, that was over a year ago, that was last September. So because that 12 months elapsed, I had taken it off the VOD server. So we do keep things on for, you know, I mean, a year I feel is fairly reasonable. Understanding that, you know, things change, certain
Again,
things.
we have the opportunity to revisit and say, you know, these certain kinds of programs we will keep for longer, but we kind of have to lay them out. And
exactly, we have to enumerate that and make a policy.
Yep.
And then publish it. And then election programming, because that's a month away, which is kind of crazy, 4 weeks from today. So yesterday I met with Katie Boland and we sat down and feel that the 2023 format we were really happy with. So we're going to stick with the similar format. So what that means is her Bison team, her students and her RoCAPA students are going to provide the content and polling site support. So we're going to have 3 anchors at the main desk. We're going to have 2 pairs over at that B desk again. Last time, 2 students talked about Trumbull history, another 2 students talked about Trumbull High current events. So we're going to give the students a little, some latitude as far as, well, what do you want to report on? You've got these segments. What are you going to do? They're going to work on some get out the vote videos that will be running as interstitials leading up. But night of, so she'll have some We the People and RoCAPA students at the polling sites. Then Katie had a question. She wanted to know if the Google spreadsheet, if that worked well for you as far as collecting the polling data.
Yeah, I think it worked very well. Compared to what we
Okay.
used to have to do and print out and whatnot, and I think it worked well.
Okay, great. So we just wanted to make sure that that worked because again, we're trying to keep everything that we can on Google
Right,
just to make it easy for everybody involved. And it was not, like I said, it was nice. Like you said, Vin, we used to have kids, manually write it or volunteers manually write the numbers and then run it in. So now they're just entering it into that sheet.
right.
I would like for this year, TCTV to provide the technical staff. I don't know, Soaring Eagle Studios, the students haven't started recording any announcements yet. So I am, depending on how crowded it's gonna get, I'm willing to have a few Soaring Eagle Studio students come in and sort of like shadow/observe, but I don't want to crowd the space because it does get busy in there. So that's more of we're just gonna have to see how that goes. So like I said, maybe in 2027, the Soaring Eagle Studio kids or the digital media production kids will be ready to take over, but I don't think we're there yet, which is okay. But I'm more than happy, like I said, if it makes sense to have them observe. So
So it'll be you and Matt and
I'm
who
gonna
else?
put it out to, again, well, Jens, I know you said you're working on Vicky's committee, so he has graciously stepped back from recording the debate or other things, but I have, I've got 2 Matts, videographers named Matt. Garrett, I don't know if he's available or not. But there are students who have been recording who may be available. So,
Right.
yeah.
But Matt will run the board?
I would like Matt to run the board, yeah.
Okay, great.
I will just confirm with him.
And you'll get all the access to the school issues resolved, blah, blah, blah.
I hope so. I will send out a building use form, and then with that, I will also just send a note saying that my key card needs to have access to the building that night. Because last year I did not have that. That's been,
So Jeff or Mike, can you help us with that?
The key card will actually have to talk to facilities. They do the assignments to the cards for the hours. But we can certainly reach out to Deb Cohn or Kevin Dion and they can adjust it.
Super, thank you.
I have had better access of late, so I will just confirm with them, like I'll just confirm with them that I can send them a copy of the building use form and then just say, just confirm that I will have access to the building at that time.
Okay, awesome. All right, anything else on programming?
Nothing that I can think of off the top of my head.
So we're going to have our next meeting is we decided to do October 30th. We moved this one up a little bit so we could get one more meeting in before election night. So that'll be, I guess, a week or so or a few days before. So anything
Thursday
else you
prior.
need, let us know. But I guess Vince, you're on the hook for the tallying responsibilities. Thank you.
Thank you, Vince.
Gladly.
Okay,
Vin's
Any
always
other
a rock star on election day.
questions or comments on programming? Okay, let's move on to technical. So I think I said under the finance part that we got the approval for additional spend for the router. So we're going to go ahead and get that paperwork out today. Like I said, we'll see how fast DNR can help us. But in the interim, Laura, is there anything we need to do to, just increase the stability of the system before election night?
I don't know what that answer could be, to be honest with you. Like on our end, I think, we've got everything that we could have.
So I would just maybe give Don a heads up at DNR and
Right.
maybe see if he can swing by and just take a look. And, we want to increase our chances that nothing bad happens that night.
I would love to do that. That would definitely be helpful because again, I know that in 23, I remember that's when Jens and I went through all of the stuff in the control room. We tried to like trace all the wiring and it would be helpful to have him or Tim or somebody come in because again, we only go live every 2 years. So all this
Yeah.
stuff that they showed me 2 years ago, I'm not sure that I remember, to be honest, because again, it's just not something that I do frequently enough for it to become a habit.
All right, I think that's
So
a
that
good
would be
idea. Then let's get one of them in and
right.
just make sure, with you and Matt, run through the
Yes.
passes. Yep. Okay, I still have on technical our video on demand audio quality. Have we noticed any improvement?
Keith,
And
I also wonder if that's an issue that can be addressed with the server upgrade because the VOD server will be swapped out. So I don't know if that's
yeah, I
has any
watched
bearing on
something
that.
video on demand and the audio seemed okay. So I don't know if it's program specific. Jens, I think you're the one that noticed it.
No, I
Or if
don't know
it's
either. The last ones I have watched sounded all right. Sounded
all
good,
right.
and
Okay.
the video quality was good too.
All right. So I'm going to take that off the list. And if it comes up again, especially post server replacement, then we'll have to figure it out.
Yeah.
And then we were looking to get an HDMI out cable.
Right, that was mine too. I haven't. Lara has pinged me a couple of times saying we should look at this, and I haven't. I suggest we take this off. I'm the one who suggested it, and it's I just don't have the time to chase it.
Okay. Any other technical issues or concerns? Okay, then on to marketing PR. Amanda.
Yes. We had our rack cards designed and printed. And I was able to get them over to the senior center. Ronnie was very excited to have them. She'll put them out for any of the events that we're recording there. We talked about the possibility of a slide being put up in the presenters, but that seems to be a little bit of an issue because not only for the senior center, but also for the library, they don't really control the presentation. And so it would need to be sent to the presenter and the presenter would need to add it and it would be up to them whether they wanted to. I think we'll start with the rack cards and see what kind of a response we get and if our viewership goes up once those are handed out at different events. I'm still trying to get in touch with the person at the Historical Society. Do we have any events for them, Lara, coming up?
I don't have any right now on
Okay.
my radar.
Okay.
And then did I give you the contact name for that?
You did, and
Okay.
I've emailed twice with no response. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, so I'll
I'll
just
take a look and see if I have a different
okay.
a
And
different email.
I might copy you because sometimes if it's if there's an address, it might pop up a little bit better. The library, I had forwarded a response from Liz to Kate and Lara. They are not able to put our rec cards out. If we want to have them available with the videographers that are doing the events, so that if people ask, they can do that. They don't do a lot of introductions. So the script, they said, will be dependent on using the script that I wrote, which I said, this is just a guideline. Anybody can say what they want to say, but just so the audience understands what it's being recorded for and that they can find the information later. There's a fair and I can't remember what the word was that was used, where the library tries very hard not to market for us, basically, any organization or club, because they would just be inundated by it. So even asking them to say something at the beginning is seen as promoting us, and that doesn't work with their policies that they have in place.
Well, that's where we're going to need to provide some clarity because we're not a club. We're actually a government entity. So,
Right.
So I think
I read your whole thing. We need to talk about it. I think we need to, offline, we'll get some
Yep.
help trying to make sure that,
yeah, I think a meeting with Stefan would be fine
Yeah.
and make them, to help them understand kind of what it is that we're trying to do. So, and I agree, we're not a club or an organization, we're equivalent
But-
with who they are. So
I think we can find something that works for everybody.
yeah, but in the meantime, Lara, I have the card, so I'll get a couple packs to you, and maybe we could put some in the bags if there's room, just so that they're
Absolutely.
available.
Mhm.
And then the next thing I'd like to do is get the QR code labels done so that we can do the back of the business cards, because that would be a little bit easier too. What else? In terms of social media, I haven't done much with that, but now knowing that, we've got election night looming, I'm going to try and get into more of a regular pattern of getting stuff out there. And I'll get an editorial calendar put together. And that's about it.
So Laura, maybe now that we have these rack cards, I've got a email list of all our, at least I think are the active videographers, which I probably need to review with you.
Mhm.
But maybe there's an opportunity to have a meeting with them or a Zoom call or something where we talk about, okay, we're going to put these rack cards in here. This is what we're hoping you will do with them at the event. So
Right.
they don't just stay in the bag, but they're put out to give out to people, right? So,
Right.
so let's talk about, Amanda, Laura, how we do
Sure.
that.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to have a videographer meeting once or twice a year where we got everybody on the same call or in the same place.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you
To
just
talk
go over
about,
expectations too, just
exactly.
everything in general.
Well, and the
Yeah.
other thing is I ran into, it was Arnie at I've been at town hall a couple of times, and he brought up the issue of, sometimes we don't get information about meetings going to Zoom or meetings being canceled, and how do we address that? So that's instigated that email Laura and I had with town hall administration to try, give me the list of the clerks and so that we get on the mailing list of all of the boards and commissions, so that anything that goes out to the members, we're going to hear about, and we're not going to just hope that we find
Right,
out.
keep refreshing the calendar and.
Yeah. So the point is that interaction with the videographer gave us some good information that we didn't really, there was an issue that wasn't really on our radar, and now we can try to do something about it.
Right.
I think that's a great idea, because Jens brought up, while he was really doing a lot of stuff with senior center and library, brought up some good thoughts on things that we could be doing. So, the other videographers might have input as well.
Well, I mean, without exception, people ask where they can see this. It just happens every single time. How can I watch it? When will it be available? So you
The
know.
rack card should help. So Jens, maybe you can work with us a little bit on messaging, if we're gonna try to have this meeting, what
I mean,
should we be covering, right?
so everyone has a cell phone. I don't think people necessarily are interested in what we do and what our what's the point of our coverage, et cetera, et cetera. It's much more tactical. They want to know where they can watch this. The other things are nice to know, but it's really where they can find the programming, especially the Diane Morrissey. She has 1.5 million followers on Instagram. Her event 2 or 3 weeks ago there was 30 people on the wait list, and I had 15, 20 people come up to me and say, where can we watch this? So it's really, I think just a QR code, just to keep it simple. Maybe just the videographer has it on his phone or her phone or on a card.
Well, and maybe that's something else we can promote is that event.
Yeah, I'll get
Yeah.
that up for sure. Is that out already, Lara?
Oh, it's been out.
It's been edited, but it has not been scheduled. So, but I can get that up. I mean,
Okay.
we haven't aired it yet, mostly
Okay.
because again, we have so much sports that's
Right.
timely, but I can add that into the mix.
Okay.
But the Diane Morrissey is up. Which one
On
were you asking?
YouTube?
It's
Yeah,
not up on YouTube yet. No.
Diane Morrissey.
Mhm.
Okay. I watched it on YouTube. I didn't put it there. But that was the one that it didn't go online automatically. You remember we had an email exchange back and forth.
I thought that was about the senior center forum.
Was it the senior? Maybe it was. Yeah. That's certainly up, but the Diane Morrissey is too on demand.
Okay.
Maybe not on YouTube.
Okay,
But
well,
that was also
let's sort
Yeah,
it out
but
and promote it.
we'll definitely
Okay.
promote it. Yeah.
Okay, anything else on marketing?
Nope, that's it.
Awesome. Thank you, Amanda.
Mhm.
Okay, Trumbull High Connection. Laura, anything else to add?
Yeah, well, the Soaring Eagle Studios Club had their first meeting last week. It was a good group. It wasn't a ton of kids, but the kids who were there were definitely engaged and interested. And as I said before, Jeff Cochran has been on fire with recruiting. We had, I think, Kate, I think you've processed paperwork for 3 or 4 students. I just sent another student paperwork yesterday. And this morning I have another student asking, interested in recording as well, which is fantastic. I mean, even if they record, if they record 1 or 2 things this season, I'm fine with that because again, the whole point is to give them experience. So the THS connection has been great. Like I said, I've talked to Jeff about the election night programming. If he's available and can sit in, I would love for him to just see how that goes and, just get him thinking about how we can get the students working together. I would love if TCTV, because for the announcements, there's going to be some more like time sensitive events, but then there's also going to be more, like profiles on faculty members or sports teams and things. And I would love to be able to put those on TCTV. Speak of the devil. Good morning, Jeff. Your ears must have been burning. I literally just started talking about the Soaring Eagle Studios Club.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah. So, I was just explaining, I'll let you take over because you're the advisor for the club and introduce yourself to the commission.
Yeah, right. Hey, team. I know you guys have invited me to a bunch of these, but my teaching schedule is always like all over the place. And today I think my first day, I was like, yes, I might actually be able to make it. So I'm pretty excited. So I'm Jeff. If I sound weird, it's because I'm from New Zealand. There's another Jeff over there, and I love that name. So keep up the good work. All right. TCTV, or not TCTV, Soaring Eagle Studio, the club. The kids they're eager. They are very, very eager to get this thing going. And I think we've got at least 12 solid individuals. And I think as soon as, and Lara's probably already talked about it a little bit, but I think as soon as we can get that momentum rolling a little bit, like these kids hopefully will be producing a live show every 2 weeks is the goal. How that kind of hands in, or I guess we grow that. We've got like the digital media and the digital media 2 course. The digital media 2 is going to be all about live streaming. So like there will be a dedicated class, not only pushing content, but also this space. And then hopefully from there, those digital media 2 kids are like, oh, I really am interested in this. And then we can jump them straight into the club, push them out in different things. They really like the employment opportunities that Lara offers them, you know, the filming and stuff like that. All of a sudden it's gone from a club to a job to actually, this is something I can see myself in. And a lot of these kids have got some amazing talent and they just need an outlet for it. So I'm hoping that the club can do it. I think the rough plan at the moment is I'm running point for the first month until we can get these kids up to how the production schedules run, how these sort of interviews and stuff work. And then from then, I step back and hopefully they should just carry on. It is the goal, but obviously a bit of work needs to happen before then. But there's a real vibe happening, and it's starting to. Other clubs are starting to approach me, and they want what we have, and now we're like, yes. So now let's start leveraging our position. I think, but
That sounds great.
I think.
So Jeff, I was saying before, a couple of us have been involved in this for at least 20 years, and this is the engagement that we've been trying to find at Trumbull High. So thank you. I mean, this is music to our ears.
Oh, it's incredible because, I mean, if I roll back, when I was first interviewing for this position, I was in New Zealand running something similar. And Mike Hoggett at the time was like, we have a TV studio. Can you run it? I'm like, yeah, wait, is no one doing something with that? And he's like, no. I'm like, give it to me. Just give me the damn space. Let me jump in there with some kids. I'm like, let's go. So yeah, I probably can tell, quite excited about it.
And we're excited too. Like I was literally, as you jumped on, was just saying to Kate, because a lot of the content for the announcements is going to be like a balance of timely Trumbull High specific stuff, but also profiles of faculty members and profiles of clubs. I would love to find that crossover where some of that content can go on to TCTV and we can share that with the town in general.
Whole town.
Yeah, with the whole town, because again, my goal, especially with things like election night and these types of things, are to highlight the students and the awesome things that kids at Trumbull High are capable of doing.
Which would be incredible. You get a kid doing
Yeah.
like a feature on a kid that might have gone to like a kickboxing championship. And then I
Right.
can like share that whole package with you guys. You guys throw that up doing your own thing and we just credit it in a way.
Exactly. Because
Oh,
this is technically an educational access channel that has morphed into education/government. So to get more student content up there is what is
Kate
would
and
be
I have
amazing.
been, Kate and I have been pushing for this for the better part of probably, I would say 8 years.
Yeah. So let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've been long waiting for it, so
what's the
rock
worst
on.
that could happen? Some kids learn some stuff and we get some stuff out of it. Like, let's keep going.
Awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah, so
All
we're
right. So
super
what
excited.
else? What else
The-
do we need to cover, Laura?
The only other thing I want to cover is ADA compliance because I got something from Cablecast about that. It's for towns of 50,000 or more, so I'm not sure that Trumbull really qualifies, but there's an April 24th, 2026 deadline for web content accessibility guidelines version 2.1 level AA. Super exciting, I know. There's a tool that I used to check our website. I've addressed the contrast errors in terms of visibility. There are a couple features and structural elements. Bill, I can send you the information. I'll be honest with you, some of the stuff, I'm not sure how critical it is, like in terms of structural elements, like we're not using the right headline level. Like I don't know how critical that is. But in terms of compliance, like I'm addressing what we need to address for that. The next level of compatibility is captioning, Kate, which I know we've sort of kind of,
Just
it's kind of,
literally thinking about this morning.
yeah, it's been percolating in the background. I want to do a little bit of research because there's a couple things we can do. I know that Zoom can enable captions because some of the meetings have them. So I think a good start would be if, and Bill, I'll put this all in writing. If we could, on all of the Zoom meetings, have captions enabled, that will take care of, the virtual meetings. I need to look into, whether vMix, I don't know that that has any sort of AI captioning or not. Cablecast has some functionality, but once we've upgraded the servers, I'll do a little more research as to what has to be done. And then we had in the past, I had done a small interstitial for YouTube captioning, like a little how-to, but I'll update that and I can put that on the home site as well. And that's pretty much,
So yeah, I think an overview of, the levels of compliance and where we are
Yep.
would be good. And I just think we have to be coordinated in deploying the closed captioning, right? So we don't set expectations that we can't meet across
Right.
the channel, right?
I'd like to comment. You could just enable captioning on this Zoom call, and you'll get the transcription. You don't have to put subtitles on things anymore. The clients, like the web browser or anything, just try enable captioning on this call, and
Well,
you'll see.
right. No, I'm sorry, Jens. I didn't mean to talk over you, but I'm just like, this is for ADA compliance. We need to provide that.
But
Well,
What
let's
I'm-
look a little more closely at that, right? I think maybe we need to look at what the regulatory or statutory requirement is, and then
Right.
how much flexibility we have in deploying it. And if just, putting up instructions like Jens is
Right.
talking about might be sufficient, or if we have to generate something from the station.
It doesn't, right. And the thing is, it doesn't have to happen now. If I'm not mistaken, because Trumbull is about 40,000 residents. I think we have another year after that, April 2024, because it's rollout based on size of municipality. And because of Trumbull's size, we're not in, like, that April 24th, 2026 deadline is for 50,000 or greater.
Well, I just turned on closed captioning right now on Zoom. If you
Mhm.
look at the bottom of your screen, there's a button that says closed caption. So I would,
most, if not all, clients or apps where you watch video will do this in real time.
Right.
so let's look at the language, which may be a little bit behind, right? The technical capabilities, but to me, this is like, if you're watching something on Zoom, this is compliance. I'm reading what I'm saying.
What I'm saying is some of the town meetings have these captions on as a default. I don't know if that's a setting on whoever's, I'm not sure whose setting that is, if that's the committee chairs, or I don't know how that's dictated.
All right, well, let's explore this more, because it
Mhm.
sounds like there's a bunch of points of intersection that we need to make sure we understand, and then
Right.
communicate with people so we have compliance, and Bill will need your help on the town side for that.
Right. A lot of, again, the website is the government's website is written in legalese, so I will need to sit down and parse through it. And yeah, it kind of hurts my brain to read because that's not my training.
Well, if you can pull the language, let's start with that, and
Sure.
we'll take a look at it.
Great. And that's my miscellaneous for today.
Jens, I can't believe I never noticed that closed captioning at the bottom.
Well, as I said, most all modern players will give you that. I noticed that the one that we have on the video demand doesn't. I don't know what player they're using on their webpage, but it doesn't allow you to put subtitles on. Maybe there's something to talk to them about.
And there is capability, like I said, there's capability, but I need to research what the capability is once we migrate to the new servers.
Okay.
And then I also will look into Premiere Pro. Because I am pretty sure that part of their new suite of AI functionality is AI auto transcribing.
Definitely.
Yeah, DaVinci Resolve, which is the one I use, does it. I mean, these things are just becoming part of the standard package.
All right, well, so we're going to move this up to our technical thread that we're following so that we keep on top of this and make sure we're understanding how to get everything deployed or instructions for deployment to our viewers. Make sense? I feel like we're moving into the 21st century, both feet. Okay, anything else? That was a good ad. Thank you, Laura.
You're welcome.
Questions, other topics we should be discussing? Okay, I'm probably going to send out an email this time, not with the minutes, that also says who's assigned to what. So we make sure we remember what we volunteered for.
Mhm.
All right, Jeff B, you didn't get to say anything. Do you have anything you want?
No, I'm good.
You're good.
Mhm.
All right, great. Well, Jeff Cochran, great to meet you. Thank you so much for all you're doing. We're very excited to have the students involved at any level possible. So unless we have anything else, I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Yen. Second. Vince, thank you. All in favor? Yay. Okay, we're calling the meeting at 8:48. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.
Thanks,
Bye.
everybody. Bye.